When are you going to connect dots in real life? Is that your question?
My question is,
Yeah.
So I believe it's an important skill.
like, I can understand every other piece of math that we've done so far. I can see at some point that this just seems...
When I was looking this up, I wasn't really too sure where these came from. I think the slope fields themselves, right? I think they were probably invented, so to speak, as a kind of tool, a visual tool to understand what this overarching topic is about. Because this overarching topic is not about slope fields and drawing things, right? This overarching topic, if you go to your chapter heading, is actually called differential equations, right? And differential equations, like I explained before, if you study anything really related to mathematics at university, you'll encounter some kind of differential equation. What kind of differential equations are we looking at? We're looking at what we call first order. Okay, so it only involves first derivatives, okay? And basically, remember, anything to do with a differential equation is saying that the rate at which something happens is related to how much of the quantity there is. Joel, do you want to close the door for me? Right. And so great examples of that, as we've talked about before, exponential growth and decay is probably the most popular one. More applicable now in terms of like disease spreadings and things like that. We can always model that in some kind of exponential or logistic way, which we'll actually look at in this topic as well, okay? Chemical reactions, we looked at reactants and resultants. I don't know if you look at rate laws and stuff like that. They may give you that equation in chemistry, right? But you actually generate these equations using differential equations, okay? And so the idea is, so keep thinking back that this topic is differential equations. But this visual sense is just giving you an intuition as to what these actually look like. Because I'm like a very visual person, right? And so when I think about, like, if I just look at this, if I just look at, where's an equation? Let's have a look at, we're going to look at one in a moment, but let's look at this guy, right? When I look at this guy, I mean, I look at this and I'm like, I don't really have a good intuition of what that actually is. Y dash is equal to 1 minus x on y. Like, yeah, I know what an equation is, but I just look at that, I'm like, well, that doesn't really mean anything to me, okay? But it turns out that we can represent that visually as one of these kind of directional fields. And that gives us a bit more understanding of what this is actually representing, yeah? The solution to this curve is going to be all the possible curves. It's only one of these, by the way, it's a multiple choice, right? But it's all the possible curves that are there. Okay? So that's what these, I think, are for. It's to give you a bit more understanding about what's happening, okay? At the moment, it just looks like you're connecting lines. And in reality, that's actually what you're doing, okay? But think about what these actually represent, right?